The Shirk et al. Typology is also linked to the case report from 2009, which is a seminal report about the importance of public participation in scientific research and led to the creation eventually of the Citizen Science Association. And the report identified three core types of citizen science, but in 2012 this was extended by further two, which we will use in this demonstration. So in the paper from 2012, the paper authorship demonstrated that we got there were experts of people that are coming from science communication, people that coming from education or science education, and also from related areas such as human-computer interaction. And the main aim is to identify degree of participation in research process and the outcomes that can get out of it, and to assess them accordingly. So the 5 classifications and the 5 categories that are identified are the following. First, they identify contractual project, where community asks professionals, researchers, to conduct scientific investigation on their behalf. So that can happen in environmental justice cases where communities are concerned, say, about pollution in the water, and they bring in a researcher to examine the quality of the water. Contributory projects are generally designed by scientists in which members of the public primarily contribute data. So project, for example, where the scientists design the collection of information about butterfly, or project where the scientists design the classification of galaxies, are contributory project because everything is designed on one side and then people participate in a specific activity. Collaborative projects are generally designed by scientists and for which members of the public contribute data but also help in refining the design, analyze data, and disseminate the finding and the results. And that allows the collaboration in later stage of the project. So the scientists start the project, but then other people join in. Co-created projects are designed by scientists and members of the public working together, in which at least some of the public participants are actively involved in most or all the aspects of the research, from the early design all the way to the use of the results. And finally, they describe collegial projects where non-credentialed individuals conduct research independently with varying degree of expected recognition in terms of institutionalized science to the result of the research. So, for example, the flood monitoring network that is created by volunteers, they want to use the data in order to manage the risk of flooding, and the scientific outcomes are not always the most significant thing. The typology that presented by Shirk et al. Is focusing on the relationship between scientists and the participants, and it's ignoring the specific domain in terms of the scientific domain or the aspects of any technology that is being used, and that's actually provide a really high level understanding of the field, and it was very helpful and very successful as a result of it. The major issue with it, although, is the grouping of all contributory projects, which are the majority of citizen science projects, without further subcategories, which mean that the granularity of how to identify projects is somewhat limited.